Hey, what's up guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video we're going to take a look at some footage I took yesterday of the bushfire over north and east of Mesa near Apache Junction, not far from the Superstition Mountains. I drove over, got some footage. I've also got some incredible pictures that have been sent in of the bushfire. Quick look at the Schumann resonance. All looks quiet. That's as quiet as I've seen the Schumann in a long time. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano. These are the seismos that monitor the caldera. They're still active, at least more active than I think I've ever seen in well over 10-12 years of being an observer, a very frequent observer. And there's a lot of activity all around the caldera. Here's a quick look at the sun angle from June 18th and June 19th. And according to my shadow, the sun angle has already peaked and is heading back towards the equator. I'll show you what I mean. Here's a photo I took of the cylinder on the 18th, and you can see my measurement of the shadow was around 3 3/4. That was on the 18th at exactly noon, solar noon. On the 19th, I went out, same thing, same time, and the shadow had grown to just under or right at 4 inches. So that's an indication that the sun is moving back to the south. It switched 1/4 of an inch in one day. So apparently the sun has already reached its summer peak and is headed back down towards the equator, at least according to my shadow. Also have a brand new picture slideshow I put together in this video. Some amazing sky phenomena I think you guys are really going to enjoy. But first we're going to take a look at the bushfire and the bighorn fire down around Tucson, and then the one up here. Here they both are from space, and you can see they're quite large. I went over and saw that plume yesterday. It wraps around the north part of the Phoenix area. If the wind changes direction, it's going to bring all of that smoke over millions of people, and the flames could come this direction. It very easily could. Here's a photo from Roosevelt, Arizona, sent in by Caleb, and this is from the bush wildfire. He was obviously very close during either sunset or sunrise, and that is a absolutely spectacular photo of the sun. Look at how pink that is through that smoke from over by the Superstition Mountains. I drove over there yesterday and got some footage of my own. Not quite that dramatic because I couldn't get that close. Here's a photo sent in by Rachel L. from Forest Lakes, and that too is not far from the bush wildfire. Bighorn wildfire down in the Tucson area. Carol K. photos sent in by Pam. Carol lives down in the Tucson area, and she got very close to the bighorn fire. In fact, she was much closer than I was, and you can see some homes here that are actually way too close for comfort. That is a very large wildfire of its own. The bushfire is 55,000 acres. Here's an amazing nighttime view of the bighorn fire near Tucson. Photo by Danielle S. And you can see the fire looks like it's just crawling over. I think that's Mount Lemmon. We've got some photos and videos sent in by Nick S., who also lives in the Tucson area, of the wildfire over Mount Lemmon. That's a picture sent in by Nick, who got very close himself to the wildfire. And we've also got some video footage here. Very, very thick smoke plumes, large fires. There's now 11 in Arizona. They're extending over from Tucson into southern New Mexico now. There's 3 wildfires burning in southern New Mexico, along with the 11 that are burning in Arizona. And there's also some wildfires over in California as well. I'm not exactly sure how many. That's a video right there of the wildfire in Tucson. Very, very thick smoke. We can go back to InciWeb, and you can see that there are 11 in the Arizona area, 3 over here in New Mexico. So a lot of wildfire activity out here in the desert Southwest. Here's the video footage I got and some pictures as close as I could get. This is on the way over to the bushfire, which is north of the Superstition Mountains, about 20 miles from my location. And you can see a big, huge smoke plume. That's the one we just saw from space. And it goes to the north of the city. There's the Superstition Mountains. Spectacular view of the Superstitions. There's the wildfire as I'm getting closer. About 20 miles away, 25 miles away, and I got within about 5 miles of the wildfires, and that was as close as I could get. In fact, I pulled over right here around these cactuses on this little side road set up my cameras and zoomed in as close as I could go. And that was as close as I could get. There's another view of the superstitions with a big old cactus in the foreground. I couldn't resist getting that photo there. And then back to the wildfires. You can see the smoke there is very, very thick as well. And the bushfire, that's the one we're looking at, has consumed over 150,000 acres. Probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 160 now. And there's a look at the smoke plumes, and the wind was still pushing to the north. If those wind directions change, all of that smoke would head back into the Phoenix area. Most of those wildfires are up in very rugged mountains and next to impossible to get any type of trucks up to. All of that has to be managed by air traffic. So hopefully we'll get some rain to help contain some of these wildfires out here in the desert southwest. Hobe Sound Beach, Florida, Deb R. Spectacular photo looking out over the ocean. The light being redirected by multiple layers of clouds. Look at those shadow beams bouncing off of those clouds out over the water. She saw that and could not resist taking a photo. I would have done the same thing. Denise from Palm Coast, Florida. Orange clouds that almost look like they were on fire. Here's some mammatus clouds above Palm Coast, Florida. Tecumseh, Kansas. Eddie the Dave. Notice something in the sky of this lightning photo he took. I don't know if these are birds or not. They kind of look like birds. He was very intrigued by them. And they are intriguing. I totally agree. But they're mysterious. He doesn't know what they were because he obviously didn't see them. It was dark. When the lightning flashed, it was just for a brief second. He didn't see any birds. He just took the photo. The Wandering Patriot from Amsterdam. Ominous looking storm cloud above the city. This one here is a photo, a collection of photos sent in by Carol P. out of Michigan. She found this in her front yard. Does that look like a meteorite? It does to me. Look at that. That looks like a classic meteorite. In fact, I have one very similar to that in size and in color. Probably made of nickel and iron. That little photo there looks like South America. But she found that in her front yard and asked me if I knew what it was. And I'm assuming that that's a classic meteor. Bill C. from Oregon looked up and saw a giant halo around the sun. Clouds that are being propagated by high winds, leaving streaks in the sky in front of the halo. 71 Ted Mack, Eagle Pass, Texas on the Mexico border. Another ominous looking cloud. Caleb W., Roosevelt, Arizona. There's that pink sun again. Look at that. Incredible. Candace out of Aurora, Colorado. Pano of a long shelf cloud in the sky. Greg L. out of Grand Mesa. Some orange, gold, all kinds of colors here. Blue and gray. This photo here is of some black clouds in the sky that look like large cobwebs hanging around up in the clouds. This here looks like a round craft. See it right here in the center? I'm going to adjust the photo just a little bit. And there it is. Looks like a round craft sitting right in the middle of that photograph. Great observation by Greg out of Grand Mesa. Greg B. out of Guppy, Colorado. Big long roll cloud in the sky. And then he had some visitors. This was back in March. A herd of deer came up for lunch. How about that? Garrett H. out of Seattle. Got more of these random rainbows up in the sky. Got one down here by itself that's horizontal. And then got the round halo up around the sun. Emily L. noticed the same phenomenon. Not exactly sure where Emily is located, but it's the same exact thing that we just saw up in Seattle. In fact, the lower horizontal rainbow might be a little larger. Either way, they're both phenomenal photos. Texas got another one. Stray cloud here that's loaded with color, and you're going to see a little video clip of it moving through the sky. How about that? Tony S. out of Texas. Good observation. Seaford, Australia. Matt. Some more very ominous storm clouds above southern Australia. Look at that. That almost looks like a ship parked right up in there. Look at that. Or a giant jellyfish. See the tentacles coming off the back and a structure here in the front? That's what compelled him to take the photos and video, those very unique looking clouds. And those are wide open for interpretation. Great observations, guys. You are wide awake and on the ball. If you guys are new viewers, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click click on this bell. That way you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. If you're current subscribers, simply double check. Make sure you're still subscribed and make sure the bell is still activated. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. All of the photos end up here at the Sky Phenomena Photo Gallery, and sometimes I use them in a picture slideshow, just like you saw right here. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.